Hey, what's up folks? This is Oscar here, and I just wanted to do this quick video because I found a really tough time finding like any kind of true instructional guide on how to do this particular job on this particular vehicle. So I own a 2005 Jeep Grand Cherokee with a 5.7 liter Hemi engine, and I had three, not one, not two, three broken bolts on my passenger side exhaust manifold. So just ticking like a steam engine. Anyhow, finally made some time to repair it. I had a couple of YouTube videos that were helpful, and then of course the manual and stuff, but in all honesty, like nobody out there was telling anybody how to do this right. Okay, so, or easy, so I should say easy. So anyhow, first thing is passenger side exhaust manifold, right? Which I won't show it to you right this minute, but I'll show it to you in a minute. So first thing I did is I realized that you really need, got my trusty work light here, you really need to remove the alternator, right? You need to remove the alternator, that way you can get the access to the front of the manifold. After that, it becomes super easy. You remove the air box, obviously, and then the reservoir, which are, you know, they're right over there. They just come off with like one screw and a couple of little snaps. Then you have all this room, and then the other thing is you take the wheel off, right? Put it up on a jack like this, or this is about the right height so where I can crawl under it and also work on it from the top, because if it's too high, then you can't work on it from the top. If it's too low, you can't work it from underneath. So anyway, find your medium. Now you have access to here, right? The back of the manifold, and you can actually stick your face in there and look. And then in here, you can actually stick my head, and then like one arm can curl into there, and you can kind of like work on it like around, and like peek over one side and peek over the other side, and get your ratcheting wrench and your hand tools in there. And the cool thing is that surprisingly, the bolts came out super easy. They're small. There's three different sizes: 10 millimeter, 13 millimeter, and I believe a 1/2 inch, for whatever reason, for 8 bolts. But they came out very easily because the head is aluminum, and so there's very little or zero rust. So they just came right out, and they'll go right back in. It's a bitch when you have an iron block and steel bolts sometimes, and they're rusted. So anyhow, little PV blast, they came right out. Actually, I only needed a PV blast on one. I needed a PV blast on the actual connection where the manifold goes to the pipe. So anyhow, I took out all this stuff. Show you here. I took out this. I took off the air box. I took off the belt so I could get to the thing. It was like $17 tool at Harbor Freight. Bang, belt off. My belt was old, so I'm gonna replace that. 2 bolts here. Flip it around. You know, take this harness off of its little guide thing. Flip it around, then pull off the cables. Take the bolts out first, pull off the cables second, because it's a bitch to try to reach around. And this, you know, all this stuff. Yeah, so do yourself a favor. Remove the alternator first, flip it around, then remove the wires. Of course, disconnect the battery before you start anything. And then now you have access to the throttle body. You can clean all that up. You can take the thermostat out. You can even actually replace any kind of, I got to do my hose here on the upper hose. But anyways, quick little tutorial on how to deal with that. I mean, you basically just have to see how much more room you have in there. You have a lot more room when you remove all this stuff, this like the box and everything like that. So anyhow, hopefully that'll help somebody out. I know I dreaded this for a long time. So anyhow, good luck out there. Peace.